Love you. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Sandra Colesbell, and I'm your area director. And I'm here to do an area club visit. Where should we start? What are you getting from me? No energy?
No energy.
What are you getting from me? What have you learned about me with that interaction?
You don't want to be there.
I don't want to be there. I'm doing this as a duty. All right? I'm checking off of a box, correct?
Right.
And so what does that say to the person on the other end?
You're not important.
Yeah. Not only are you not important, but I'm giving you the language, not only coming out of my mouth, verbal, but also the nonverbal as well. No eye contact. Down on the floor. Now, if I walk in and say, "Hi, I'm the area director, and I'm here to conduct your area club visit today." You ready? A little too much. So we have to balance between the ego and the objective. And that, my friends, is leadership. Because if you don't balance it well, turn around and see who's following you. No one. If there's too much ego and it's all about you, they're done. They've checked the box, they're done. They don't want to see you again. If it's coming in and saying, "I'm the area director," again, they don't know what they're doing. Again, we don't want them there. We don't need them. We know more than they do. So how do you balance all of that? Well, let me talk to you about the language of leadership, because it does come from the verbal, what comes out of my mouth, and also the nonverbal as well. So, good verbal leadership skill. Use inclusive language. We as a team, we as a club, we. I don't want it to be about you versus me. I want it to be about us. We's and us's work very well in terms of leadership. Do we all understand that? Also, we want to make sure that our collaborative language is gentle. True?
True.
Gentle. May I suggest, rather than you want to try, I'd like to recommend, if you don't mind, understand the difference. People will listen to you if they don't feel attacked. So learn to be gentle. You notice I'm going through my notes, don't you? We don't want to talk in terms of status. Who's up, who's down, okay? We don't want to talk. It is all us. We are all collaborative. Never will the district be successful by the person at the top. Can't happen. It is everyone. Everyone. And it's that we and that us. So when you walk into the club, it is we and us. I don't want to talk to that lowly sergeant at arms. Oh, you heard it. Okay? Who's the leadership? Leadership goes this way. All right? The sergeant at arms. Be they not good means that it falls on somebody else within that leadership level and somebody else on the club. And so even when we say, I want to forge a relationship with you, it's an F word, bad, because what people hear is force. I want to force the relationship with you. So be careful. I want to be able to work with you. I want to be able to collaborate with you. Be very mindful of how you communicate verbally. Let's talk about the non-verbally, okay? And in terms of non-verbal, you have to remember, we are many cultures. We are a diverse, multicultural organization. And in some cultures, pointing, okay, is inappropriate. If we need to point to somebody, use the hands this way. Sometimes it's how we have to be mindful. And in some cultures, eye contact may not be, they're talking with you, but they're just not looking at you. Now again, understanding all of that has to do with your own leadership style. How proximal you are and how far and how apart you are. Whether people will embrace you with their arm extended this way, or whether they will shake your hand and draw you close. Again, make sure that we understand that language that we're hearing. The biggest thing that has to do with leadership and effective leadership is
Smiling.
Good morning, my name is Sandra Bell, and I'm here today to talk with you. Says, I am nervous, I am high-strung, and I am out of my element. And it's true. Sandra Bell is a higher introvert than Anna. I don't even want to get up. I want to go in the back of the room, sit in the corner in the dark, hat on my head, duct tape over my mouth, and say nothing. And the whole time that I'm sitting up there listening to Anna, she's introducing me, I'm thinking to myself, all right, Sandra, you got to rev it up. You got to rev it up. You got to rev it up. So let me give you my rev up. Don't believe me, just watch. Thank you very much. If you remember Will Smith, that's how he started off every show. They would go in back in the green room, and before they taped, he'd put on music, and they'd all be dancing. That's Sandra. She's sitting there. Don't believe me, just watch. All right? Then I get up, and I do what I need to. And I think I'm going to get home before you. Now, in my little prop here, how do I interact with people? How do I get people to like me? How do I empower people? How is it that I forge a relationship? Oh, I dropped something. Can I get it? Do we have it? I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. How do I get them to understand what it is that I want them to do? I'll share with you my secrets. Because I went from area director, I didn't go to division director, I went to the trio level. And that was because of the fact that I had read a book, Scared to Death, High Introvert, 25 Ways to Win with People. Anybody ever heard of this book by John Maxwell? I know every division director in here ought to be smiling and saying, yes. This is how I learned. I will share with you. I told them, don't even buy the book. Just go and make a copy of the table of contents, and it will give you 17 ways, at least 20, maybe 20 ways of how you can learn to win with people. I'll go even one better. On the website, this is what I found yesterday. from Gowland, GOWLAND.ca. 25 ways to win with people, a summary, complete with bullet points, and the things that you have to do when you're going to encounter people. It gives you all of the tips. You couldn't have got that from me. So feel free, Gowland.ca. Go online and find it. I will share with you that if it had not been for that book, I would not have been the person that you see here. First one was start with yourself. Second one that I read, 30-second rule. Within 30 seconds of encountering somebody, say something nice about them. You know, I like that I like your hair. I really do like that shirt that you're wearing. Men love to be complimented on their shirts and ties, by the way. Right, Krish? Krish always comes dressed. Anna said it. Let people know that you need them. Create a memory for them. Compliment people in front of other people. Give others a reputation to uphold. Anna has set me up. I got to keep climbing higher. All right? Say the right words at the right time. Pass the credit on to others. Offer your very best. This 25 ways to win with people. Trust me, if you don't get the book, if you don't make a copy, download it, read it. It's the, what do they call those now? Spark Notes. It's a Spark Note version, but it will be helpful. Another one that he did was winning with people, and it tells you the principles of how to win with people. I'll share with you one of them I liked very much. If Joe keeps saying that he has a problem with everybody, problem is with Joe. I like that one. The other thing that I found that was very helpful in how I learned to interact with people. How do you motivate them? I had to know who I was first, and it started with the 4 agreements. Division directors, you remember this one? I will send it to Anna, an electronic version. But here are the 4 agreements. First, and it has subtext under it, but the first one, be impeccable with your word. Do what you say you're going to do and then do it. Okay? You don't need to go back and say, gee, did I do what I said I was going to do for you? Ask them, was what I sent you effective? Were you able to use it? Don't forget, this is about everybody else. Second, don't take anything personally. People aren't going to like you necessarily because you're an area director. Don't take it personally. People are afraid. They don't know who area directors are. Many club presidents don't. I didn't. Right? And so making sure that you walk in, and if you don't get that warm and fuzzy greeting that you thought you were going to get because of the fact that you were area director, I'm getting ready to jump off, all right, okay. And you thought you were area director, and then because you walked in the door, they should have jumped up and said hello, and they didn't. Don't take it personally. That means you have to dare to grow and grow that relationship a little stronger, a little bit deeper. Stretch who you are and get it there to the level that next time you walk in that door, they're smiling and going, hey, you're here. How are you doing? Good to see you. Third one, don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want, and I'm going to add a word in here, and need. Okay? Don't be afraid to say, hey, I need this. Don't be afraid, because of the fact we tend to think in this society, gee, we all have to be independent, resourceful. We've got to take care of things for ourselves. And this one, we want to huddle. We want to huddle. We want to get people in. I don't necessarily feel great about where I am right now. Talk to me. It's one of the reasons to have a mentor. I lived at my mentor's house. No, you're not coming. Love you. And then the last is always do your best. And the thing I like most about this is because it says, not every day is going to be your best day. Not every day you're going to walk out on top of the world. But still, whatever it is, give it the best that you are at where you're at. All right? So that's the second book. Let me share with you the last. Jeff, again, I only did 3 this time. I didn't do 4. Okay. Division director's got an extra book. I thought I'd bring another one. Now, what is it that motivates different people? Because I've given you the things that, 25 ways to win with people, but there are some people who like this, there's some people who like that. And how many of you know Myers-Briggs? How many of you have memorized 16 of those things, and ISTJs and FPS? I love personality tests. I'm an ISTJ, high I. However, I found a book that helped me to be able to understand what's the motivation behind people and their behavior and their personalities. And it was called The Color Code. This book actually saved someone else's life. Because I was waiting for it. It did. It saved someone else's life. Because I was at a moment and at a point in time in which I was just about ready to kill them. And then I happened to have brought this book with me, and I sat down and read it cover to cover. It said that I am a red. There are 4 colors: red, white, yellow, and blue. I am a red, and in fact I'm a high red. We believe in leadership. We believe in vision. We believe in all of that. It says we like power. It's not that I like power, but I like to have things done, and let's do them, and let's just roll with it, and everybody use their gifts and talent. It also said some not nice things in here as well. I called my sister, who was about 4 time zones away from me at the time, and I said, gee, this is what it said, but it also said this and that. And she said, are there a few more things that I could add? So, I'm a red. I will share with you that my sister's a yellow. She likes fun. Yellows love fun. Everything is fun for them. And so her comment back to me said, oh, you're a yellow. That's what this book says, you're a yellow. And she said, well, I'm also glad I'm 4 time zones away from you as well. She's a younger sister, so she could. So that made sense, okay? So it taught me how to interact, and this book teaches you how to interact with people who are yellows. Let me share with you what the whites are. Whites are people who don't like confrontation. That uncomfortable conversation that needs to be had with either a club president or a fellow area director or division director. Whites just don't like doing it. However, if you know the motivation of the other people, it'll give you the ways in which you can, from your own comfort level, work with someone else. And then, of course, there are the blues. I won't tell you the color of the person whose life I saved. Directly. But the blues in this world are sensitive creatures. They are people who actually will hold things in their hearts. Sorry, I did it again, didn't I? There are hold things in their hearts. I said to this person, gee, we're having a really tough time. And they said, well, I didn't have a tough time with you until about 4 years ago, I remember. 4 years ago? 4 years ago? What did I do 4 years ago? Don't forget I'm a red. What did I do 4 years ago? They remembered. I learned how to work with blues. That relationship changed overnight from reading this book. I learned what to say to them. And when I said it, the magic words, I just watched all of the tension all of the conflict between us melt away. I only recommend this book because of the fact that I have found that it works. I have 2 children who are white. That is why they do not argue back with their mother. I kid you not. I had a yellow child, she would. And this book, if you go online to try to find it, it's now done. The revised one is called The People Code. If you go online, you can actually take the test yourself. Look for Color Code Dr. Taylor Hartman. Find out what you are. I didn't take it online. I took the test from the book. But I share with you, seriously, finding out that I was a high red was very enlightening to me. In fact, made me downright mad. All of these will help you understand, as you're working with people, what are the things that motivate them? What are the things that they really enjoy doing? What are the secrets to being able to say to them, you know, I appreciate you. And what that says to me is, Sandra, you're taking the steps to being the kind of leader, not only leader, but the kind of person who's going to be authentic, who's going to be real. So you've been given your charge. You've been given your challenge. You've been given your dare on what to do to make this year incredible. I'll stop and I'll end with just 2 things. I feel very fortunate, very honored, and very blessed to know Anna and to have worked with her all of these years. I'm following a rule that's in that book. You see, I say these things to Anna offline, but I'm going to say them in front of each one of you. I've watched her from the time she was a little itty-bitty area director. And I watched the leadership in her just grow. And you are the outcome. You're the projection of it. And so I am most honored to be here today. As they say in my community, girl, you've put together an incredible team. I think you know it. And I think you all will show it to division, whatever, to area, whatever, to the clubs, whatever, but most of all to the district and to international Toastmasters. Yeah, we are part of a big picture. The second thing that I want to say, or was that the second thing? I forgot. Is that dare yourselves, as Anna has already said, to stretch, to reach, to grow, to do everything that you need to. As I used to tell my daughters, go to the bottom of your feet. In fact, the days that are hardest, go to your toes. Pull it out. Project it. As she said, fake it. That's what I'm doing. And then when you go and those moments are done, look at yourself. Say, you know what? I did it. Next year, this time, you'll see the results. You'll see them even before. So keep inspired. Keep being motivated. Keep being who you are. I look forward to working with each of you during this year. Thank you. Thank you.